I have two. First one is the Crocodiles Toothache, excuse me.
Do we
By
grade both
Shel.
of them? Sorry to interrupt. Do I grade both of them?
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, and if you think, like, for example, if you think one's more effective than another, you might indicate that, or,
Sorry.
That's okay. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Crocodile's Toothache by Shel Silverstein. It's from a collection of poems where the sidewalk ends.
Mhm.
Mr. Silverstein was a genius. I just can't say enough about this guy. He was fantastic. He taught himself to draw. All of the illustrations in the books are by him. He started off as a cartoonist working for Playboy.
Mhm. Yes, okay.
And he is a record producer. He produced quite a few country western records for, Mel Tillis, Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn. He also wrote songs. One of his famous country western songs was A Boy Named Sue, which was,
That was him, huh?
That
Thank
was
you, Shel Silverstein.
sung by Johnny
Johnny
Cash.
Cash.
Let's see, what else? His first book was called Lacadio, the Lion Who Shot Back,
Mhm.
and it was middling success. The second book, which took him years to get published, was Where the Sidewalk Ends, and it spent 2 years on the New York Times bestseller list. It's been translated into 30 languages, and so far it's sold up to 20 million copies. And what else? He was just prolific. I mean, anything he tried, he did. A record producer, songwriter. One of his songs was an Oscar-nominated song from the movie Postcards from the Edge. If you've seen the movie, it's the last song in the movie, performed by Meryl Streep.
What is it? Do you remember the name of it, the song?
I don't remember
Okay.
the song.
Yeah.
It's lively.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He
she's
wrote The Unicorn, which was a big
The
hit
Unicorn
for
by the Irish Rovers.
Irish Rovers.
And,
Okay,
okay,
excellent.
okay. So, the Crocodile's Toothache. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair. And the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, where does it hurt and where?" And the crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." And he opened his jaws so wide, that the dentist, he climbed right inside. And the dentist laughed, "Oh, isn't this fun?" And he pulled out the teeth one by one. And the crocodile cried, "You're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist laughed with a ho, ho, ho. And he said, "I still have 12 to go." Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. Well, what's one crocodile's tooth, more or less? And suddenly the jaws went snap! And the dentist went on, right off the map. Where he went, one could only guess. North, south, east, west. He left no forwarding address. Well, what's more dentist, more or less? Thank you. The next poem is by Maya Angelou, called Alone. She's just an interesting person, too. She grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and at the age of 7, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. So the uncles killed the boyfriend, and this traumatized her so much she didn't speak for 5 years. It was only through the help of one of the school teachers that they were able to draw her out with the introduction of literature, reading, writing, and she was able to find her voice again. At 14, she was living in San Francisco and became the youngest female trolley car conductor ever.
Now that I didn't know. Add that to your resume.
I know, and at 14 too. Before labor laws really got enforced. Graduated high school there, gave birth to a son, And in order to provide for them, she became a showed how to cook, waitress, dancer. And in fact, she became so good as a dancer that she joined a professional dance troupe. And I don't know the name of it, I haven't been able to find it. But she was also a nightclub singer too. And she released a record of her own. She continued her education of writing, and she traveled to Egypt, and became a newspaper editor of the Arab Observer, which is written in English. And then she was also, after that, moved to Ghana, where she was the editor of the African Review, and while teaching at the University of Ghana's School of Music and Drama. When she came back to the States, she became involved with Dr. Martin Luther King, and was a huge supporter of the civil rights movement, became a civil rights leader herself. And my first awareness of her was when she read one of her poems at President Clinton's inaugural address. Title of this is Alone. I'm not sure if she has a theme behind it, but
Well, here's a message. What's the basic message?
basic message. Alone.
Where everybody's alone.
Everybody's alone. Okay, Alone by Maya Angelou. Lying, thinking, last night how to find my soul a home, where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone. Nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. There are some millionaires with money they can't use. Their wives run around like banshees. Their children sing the blues. They've got expensive doctors to cure their hearts of stone, but nobody, no nobody, can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. Now, if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is going to blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan. Because nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone.